In the early 20th century, Tulsa, Oklahoma was actually a booming oil town. And nestled within it was a neighborhood known as Greenwood. And this neighborhood was an entirely black district built from the ground up by formerly enslaved people and their descendants. By 1921, Greenwood was home to over 10,000 Black residents with hundreds of businesses. They had grocery stores, movie theaters, they had medical offices, restaurants, hotels, a public library. It had its own schools and even its own newspaper. While Tulsans called it quote unquote Negro Wall Street, but to the Black residents, it was just their home. It was a dream realized, a rare place where Black prosperity, safety, and community flourished in the Jim Crow South. But on May 30th, 1921, a 19-year-old black shoe shiner named Dick Rowland was riding an elevator in a downtown building. At some point during this brief ride, he either tripped or stumbled, maybe stepped on the foot of the 17-year-old white elevator operator named Sarah Page. She screamed, and there's no evidence that he harmed her in any way. She never pressed any charges, so it wasn't supposed to turn into anything. But the next day, the Tulsa Tribune ran a front page story titled, quote, Nab Negro for attacking girl in elevator. It was filled with all this inflammatory language and even a call to lynch him.
Mm.
By the evening of May 31st, a white mob of nearly 2,000 people had gathered outside the courthouse demanding Rowland's release. A group of about 75 black men, many of them World War I veterans, arrived to defend him. So a white man tried to grab a black man's gun, a shot went off, and that's all it took. What followed next was 18 hours of terror. Chaos exploded. White mobs stormed Greenwood. They looted homes. They set fire to entire blocks. They murdered Black residents in the streets and shot people from moving cars. But it didn't stop there. And this is something that we do see in the Lovecraft Country episode. Planes come over the top of the area, likely flown by former WW1 pilots. They dropped kerosene bombs on the neighborhood, making Tulsa the first American city to experience an aerial bombing on civilians. Police not only failed to intervene, they actively deputized white men and armed them. And by the morning of June 1st, Greenwood had been reduced to ashes. At least 300 Black residents were killed. Many estimates say the number is much higher than that, though. Over 1,200 homes were destroyed. More than 10,000 Black Tulsans were left homeless. No insurance claims were honored, and no white person was ever prosecuted. For decades, no one has talked about it. And the city of Tulsa buried the massacre. Schools didn't teach it. Survivors were silenced. And there are still mass graves being unearthed in Oklahoma today.